You cannot change other people. You're going to look at me and you're going to say, yeah, you might say that, but my boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, they really do need to change XYZ. Do you know the secret to a long lasting marriage? There's all sorts of advice out there. I know I don't look like it, but I have been married for 21 years. And every once in a while, people will say, oh, wow, 21 years. What advice do you have for people that are new to the marriage thing? Like a neighbor might move in. Oh, how long you been married? They say, oh, 2 years. Oh, 2 years. So I can tell you one of the most important things that me and my wife have come to understand. And I think that this thing is easy to think about or easy to understand if you hear it, but it is much more difficult to actually accomplish. And it breaks down to this. This is the simple fact. You cannot change other people. You cannot change other people, and you cannot expect another person to change. And I think in a lot of marriages, there is this expectation that we bring into the relationship of what we think that our spouse would be or could be or should be on both sides. And we, in my own personal marriage, we dealt with that for 9 years. We were married about 9 years before we finally both realized that we needed to stop hoping, dreaming, and working to try to change the other person. And what do you put in the place of wanting to try to change the other person? You put in the place of it acceptance of the other person as they are completely. Once you are able to accept them for who they are, and once they are able to accept you for who you are, it really does, at least in my situation, unlock the key to really opening up and really coming together as a couple. And I would say that for us, I can't completely speak for my wife, but we've talked about this. For us, it really took a lot of pressure. It took a lot of stress off of us. It took a lot of conflict out of the marriage, because now you're looking at the person who they are and you're accepting the person for who they are, and you're knowing that that's the person that they will be. Now, do people change? Sure, people change. But most of the time, if and when that happens, it's them that's wanting to change, not doing it because of somebody else. So what does this old man have to say about being a successful marriage? And I know those of you out there in relationships, those of you out there that are in new relationships, you're going to look at me and you're going to say, yeah, you might say that, but my boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, they really do need to change XYZ. And some point, you'll think back on this video and be like, oh, I remember that one time I saw that video by that guy on TikTok, and he was saying that the way to have a successful relationship is to just accept the person for who they are. And it is true. It is true. But it's not easy. It's not easy to let go of the thoughts, feelings, expectations that we bring into a relationship, because a lot of times we've been thinking about that stuff for our whole lives. We've been thinking about the type of things that we want. We've been thinking about the kind of person that we want. And if we're always stuck there, we won't be able to look actually at the person that we have and accept them. So, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Be sure to follow me if you enjoy these videos. If you want to follow me along on my journey, expressing myself, talking about feelings, talking about relationships, talking about parenting, deconstruction, all sorts of things. So, okay, thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.